Hi, and welcome to the Literature Room Poetry Series, which intends to handle figures of speech in the selected poems for the WAEC NECO UTME 2026-2030 Literature Syllabus. We begin with the poem The Telephone Call by Fleur Adcock, a New Zealand poet. In this 48-line dramatic monologue, the poet exposes the other side of consumerism, represented in the lottery or modern scam. It showcases how individuals are manipulated by easy wealth and how their hope is treated as a commodity. In this poem also, a phone call plays on human emotions. We now read the poem. They asked me, "Are you sitting down?" Right? This is universal lotteries, they said. You've won the top prize, the ultra super global special. What will you do with £1 million? Or actually, with more than 1 million. Not that it makes a lot of difference once you are a millionaire. And they laughed. Are you okay? They asked. Still there? Come on. Now tell us. How does it feel? I said. I can't believe it. They said. That's what they all say. What else? Go on. Tell us about it. I said. I feel the top of my head has floated off out through the window, revolving like a flying saucer. That's unusual, they said. Go on. I said, I'm finding it hard to talk. My throat is gone dry. My nose is tingling. I think I'm going to sneeze or cry. That's right, they said. Don't be ashamed of giving way to emotions. It isn't every day you hear you are going to get £1 million. Relax. Now, have a little cry. We give it a moment. Hang on, I said. I haven't bought a lottery ticket for years and years. And what did you say the company's called? They laughed again. Not to worry about a ticket. We are universal. We operate a retrospective chances module. Nearly everyone's bought a ticket in some lottery or another. Once at least, we buy up the files, feed the names into our computer, and see who the lucky person is. Well, that's incredible, I said. It's marvelous. I still can't quite. I will believe it when I see the check. Oh, they said, there's no check. But the money, we don't deal in money. Experiences are what we deal in. You've had a great experience, right? Exciting, something you will remember. That's your prize. So, congratulations from all of us at Universal. Have a nice day. And the line went dead. Now, the first figure of speech is simile, which refers to a comparison of two qualities using as or like. In the first example, we have, I feel the top of my head has floated off, out through the window, revolving like a flying saucer. The simile induces an organic imagery that gives an idea of the mysterious, the out-of-the-world experience that is also magical and leaves the narrator giddy or disorientated. Now, this disorientation, though momentary, has the after effect of an open sesame. Its jaw-dropping declaration of the caller causes the light-headed effect the woman struggles with. The next figure of speech is metaphor, whereby the attributes of one entity is directly carried to another. The examples are, I feel the top of my head has floated off out the window. The metaphor conjures the unnerving excitement at receiving the overwhelming news. The entire experience serves as a metaphor of disbelief mixed with uncertainty. The next figure of speech is hyperbole, used with reference to exaggeration for special effect. The ultra, super, global special, retrospective chances module gives an idea of the piling up of superlative adjective which create the magnanimous but false offer of wealth. Then the last example is £1,000,000, the incredible or ridiculous idea of stupendously easy wealth is still reflected in the image of monetary gain. Then we have rhetorical question, which is a form of a question that needs no answer since it can be inferred from the question. The examples are you sitting down right? The rhetorical question is deeply conversational. It's almost framed in the tone that an adult speaks to a child who is about to be consoled after being hurt. The questions are crafted in such a way that the questioner exercises more power than the listener. And the other example is, you have had a great experience, right? Excited? Something you remember? In the three questions, one finds a clear dominance in the caller's control of the conversation. The caller, therefore, declares what value to attach to the conversation and prescribes how the listener should feel. It carries a tone of contrived arrogance. The next figure is aposiopesis, which is used a rhetorical device where something is left unsaid. It's open-ended. And we have this in, I can't believe it. This signals the confusion and the need to figure out the full weight of the sudden news or jackpot win. Is also inferred, it infers the other possibilities that the narrator can only imagine. Now in the example, we'll give you a moment, gives a feel of the psychological moment, and it signifies the liberty with which the exchange takes place. Then we have, it's marvelous. I still can't quite explains the unending level of uncertainty and the doubt in the mind of the woman. The next is irony, which is a figure of speech that expresses the opposite of an expected outcome. The first example is, oh, they said, there is no check. And the next one is, but the money, we don't deal in money. And the last is, experiences are what we deal in. The poem itself is an extended irony because it plays on the human desire for sudden unexplained wealth and the stark realities of life. After being told of winning £1,000,000 in a Hawks lottery, the woman is later told that there is no check and that there is no money, only an experience. The next is anticlimax, which is an arrangement of ideas from the most important to the least important. It connects to the ridiculous at most times. The examples are, you've had a great experience, right? Exciting, something you remember. That's your prize. So congratulations from all of us at Universal. Have a nice day. And the line went dead. Now, despite all the prodding and exciting experience initially, the conversation takes a contrary turn. It begins when the lady or woman realizes that she's been hoaxed. Her lottery win comes with no check, no money, only the experience, which is hyperbolically depicted as retrospective chances module. Then we have repetition, which involves the constant appearance of words or phrases for special effect. And we have a long list here. Ticket, check, lotteries, universal, million, and they laughed, believe it, or experience have been repeated constantly in the poem. Now, the examples reveal the excitement for quick wealth and emphasize the insatiable needs of humans. Repetition also of untruths takes the form of truths at the end. Now, the repeated expression and the laugh captures this undertone of unseriousness and hilarity. And also the repetition of money, millions, lottery, check gives an idea of capitalism and the money consciousness as played on in the poem. We have symbolism, which is used in reference to a person, a place, or a thing that carries a significance beyond itself. We have ticket, check, lotteries, universal, and million. In the poem, tickets connotes an easy way to wealth. Check stands for money and social security in the poem. Lotteries represents a lucky win, while universal symbolizes a world order of profiteering or racketeering. And million stands for wealth. Then we have hypophoria, which is a rhetorical question whereby an answer is implied. But the money is the first part, and the second part is we don't deal in money. An answer already. You have had a great experience, right? And exciting, something you remember. That's your prize, another answer. So the answer to the first question in the excerpt hinges on the irony of the situation. We don't deal in money. The second instance of hypophoria is tied to the snide sarcasm about the fulfillment attached to the experience of being pranked in this case. The experience, which is the money. Now we have sarcasm, which is the use of an over-top language intended to have a dramatic effect while jibing at someone. The first example is, what will you do with £1,000,000? Or actually, with more than 1,000,000. Not that it will make a difference. And once you are a millionaire, and they laughed. Now, hyperbolic sarcasm is the underlying figure here. It reveals the unfeeling attitude of the caller towards the woman's naivety and initial ignorance. The manner of delivery has an overall effect that is mean, really mean. The word laughed exposes the well-intended motive to prank. Now, in the line, relax now, have a little cry, is annoying when viewed from the perspective of an adult being addressed like a child. It offends everything appropriate. And the last example we have a nice day. The sarcasm here can just be imagined in the polite expression. Have a nice day after a prank. Its effect is vitriolic. And we have synecdoche, a figure of speech where a part represents a whole or vice versa. Have a nice day. And the line went dead. The word line, when placed against the title, the telephone call, stands as a synecdoche. It serves as part of the ridiculous anticlimax at the end of the poem. Line represents the entire fraudulent communication channel, its permissiveness, and the abrupt end of the call. It carries an effect. Euphemism is a mild expression or an indirect way of portraying something unpleasant. And the example is experiences are what we deal in. The caller's cruelty and deception are concealed in the alternative consolation they give the woman, that is, to take the prank as an experience of everyday life. Make it to the next literature room series. Bye for now.